circling back to mentorship and the value of it. And up to this point, I feel like there has been some good Calvary Chapel churches that do mentoring, church planting, without having a network program involved in it, like Cultivate with CGN and some of the other ones. But by and large, it's been kind of hit and miss and, that sort of thing. So the value that you see in mentoring, would you say that going to this other group, Harbor, was a benefit to you? And did it, I guess what we want to know, because we got a lot of Calvary Chapel people listening to this, I'm assuming. But is it something do you feel like it sidetracked you from your vision that you had originally? Absolutely from being a Calvary Chapel guy, and then it kind of sidetracked you and kind of derailed you into something else? Or how do you see that mentoring from the other organization?
I think the process that we went through with Harbor Network, it really is relationship based. So and that was one of the reasons why I chose to go ahead and move forward with them, right? Because there are a lot of different church planting networks and organizations that give support. Was because they gave us autonomy to go ahead and be who we were. We didn't have to go ahead and put their stamp on ourselves and not have anybody else's stamp on it, right? They knew going in that, hey, I'm part of CGN. I've been a Calvary guy, and I'm doing a residency at a Calvary Chapel. Not by name, but a church that's in the network. Here in Delray Beach. And they were perfectly
Is that
fine.
Daniel's one or a different one?
That's Daniel's church, man. Yeah.
What do you do there?
So when we were
what
there.
do I do there?
What do you do
there?
What
do you do there? It's your thing. You just tell them what do you do? What's a residency look like? So in the context of Cultivate, this will be the mentor relationship is we're working with the local church.
So basically he came on as a church planting residency, and it's all different. So as a mentor, I'm looking to set him up for success. So we actually didn't do a lot of book studies, stuff like that, because he was getting his master's in church planting. He's a master church planter.
Are you a master church planter? Bro, now we really need to listen. All right, you just teach us.
So he was going to college for that,
one.
but what he needed is some other tools in his belt to adapt and figure out the pace of setting up, tearing down, training for his wife, for himself to be on the same page, to breathe. Even teaching the culture of Calvary Chapel, I didn't need to work on that. I just needed to train him on the certain things that I thought were important for his assessment. So I had a personal assessment with him, sort of knowing his heart, getting to know him and saying, okay, this is how we can prepare you, train you, equip you, and just roll with us. And it was relational, and he came on board for about a year, and until I finally had to kick him out.
It's in the plan of the church, and he's been a success. How's the church going?
It's going really well, man.
How many years now? 3?
3.5.
3.5. Wow.
Survived through COVID.
Yeah, listen, survived through COVID.
Man, that was
launched
the beginning.
6 months before COVID, right?
And you still survived.
Yeah.
Glory to God.
That's right.
All praise and glory to God.
Yeah,
man.
so I have a question, Will, because we were talking about the church planting residency. Obviously, there's my side, the mentor, but a mentoree for you. Even though you were a Calvary Chapel pastor, associate pastor in the network, I mean, we had an outside relationship anyway. What did you get out of that process, being a Calvary Chapel pastor? Why would you even submit yourself to another pastor? And what was the process like for you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, like I said, as we were starting this new journey, I knew that there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Right. I think, as you plan the church, there's a lot of things that you don't know. Right. But I think understanding.
That sounded like something someone with a master's would say. I was like, I had to think about it for a couple of seconds. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm tracking.
There you go. But the reality was, I think as I was saying over lunch, right, or actually before, is throw me into a church that's already established. I can go ahead and run the ball, right? It's like, okay, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, we have, but it's a different animal when you don't have, a regular meeting space, when you're having to break down and tear up. And that's sort of what I wanted myself and my wife to go ahead and be able to experience, because I knew, hey, listen, this is not just for me. She's called just as much as I am, and she's going to walk in this with me as well.
That's
and she's going to be my right hand in this, right? So she needs to understand and see what it's going to be like, rather than just jumping into the fire, it became a great place to sit down, right, to go ahead and be part of a community, to see what it was like to do, church at a school or a mobile church, right, meeting at a different place where you had to go ahead and set up and break down, where you had to go ahead and develop teams and develop, volunteers to go ahead and do all those things so that you weren't doing it yourself. That was one of the areas that you gave me to go ahead and sort of lead coming in, right? You also being the church that you are, you guys supported us financially as well, right? So coming in, and you guys gave us some financial support, right? So I mean, all those things were great. I think for us, it really was just the friendship, right? The relationship building, right? Just being able to go ahead and say, hey, there's somebody here who's for me and who's going to look out for me, right? Maybe I didn't have much to go ahead and learn, but I think I did, and you were willing to go ahead and take that time, because it is time consuming as well for you being a senior pastor, or for any senior pastor or leader out there who's going to go ahead and commit to mentoring. It is a sacrifice.